Hi guys, Casual Gamer Plays here, and actually today was the release of Python, the Fragment Fusion event, and as you can see he is a legendary support force Lizardman. And let us quickly see, here is the event, and there will be a series of different events where you can get fragments of this amazing champion. He has block debuffs, which can be pretty useful in clan boss. Okay, then we can see that he is also a reviver, and after that let's see the events where we can get some pieces of him. So summon rush, okay, 20 fragments on January 2023, and then champion training event which has already started for 15 fragments, dungeon divers event for 5 fragments, dungeon divers event 2 for 5 fragments, artifact enhancement 3 events for 5 fragments each. Then we have champion chase tournament which will start tomorrow for 15 fragments and 5 additional if you will win it. Also there is a champion training tournament which will be later on for 10 fragments with 5 additional fragments. Dragon tournament right there for 5 fragments, and Ice Golem tournament which is on right now for 5 fragments, and Fire Knight tournament for 5 fragments, and each of the previous and next of the tournaments will have additional 5 fragments if you take the first place and maybe even the second, if I'm not mistaken. Also you can see that there is a spider tournament and classic arena takedowns 2 events which will give us 5 fragments each. Okay, yeah, so in order to receive this additional 5 extra you will have to be first or second on the leaderboard. Okay, if you play second you need to be a level 41 or above. That's strange, but okay, except for Champion Chance Tournament where you need to be level 31 or above to receive extra fragments in the second place. Okay, so as always they say that there is quite a lot of champion fragments, but this 155 is not really that achievable for most players because all these 5 extra fragments which are noted right here are pretty hard to get, and more realistically than not you will not be able to get any of those even if you really push on that particular event, but still there may be a lucky chance for you to do so. Also, I believe that you can skip one of the summoning events during this fusion, but then you will have to do all other events and tournaments for you to have enough fragments for yourself to get the fusion done. Let us quickly go to the portal and see the fusion event. Where is that Pantheon guy? That's quite strange. Why can't I see him right here in the summoning portal? And here he is. Okay, so here we see that fragment fusion, and Python is right here. Let us quickly look at his information. And there he is. So as you can see he looks pretty amazing to say the least. Okay, at least visuals are as always on the high end as always. Let us see what he actually is like with his skills. So A1 attacks one enemy 2 times, heals the ally with the lowest HP by 5% of this champion's max HP after each hit. Okay, and with books you can max his heals by another 20% of the 5% of his HP, max HP. Next we have A2, removes all debuffs from all allies, then heals them by 10% of their max HP, heals each ally by extra 5% of their max HP for each debuff removed from them. This is a massive heal, and especially if your heroes have some debuffs on them. Also places block debuffs uh, for all allies for 2 turns. Okay, and it has a 3-turn cooldown, which is useful for clan boss waves 2 and 3 on affinity clan boss, so it's pretty nice. And he can also be used in other types of content such as Doom Tower, Arena, progression in all the dungeons because of his amazing passive right here. And as you can see, allies receive 5% less damage from kills for each buff on them, stacks up to 25%. So if you have another buffer and maybe a shield set, then you'll be constantly getting quite a lot of damage reduction. And if you have 2 buffers which will bring maybe more buffs, then you will have 25% at all 5 buffs on your champions. And let us finally look at his A3, which revives all dead allies with 50% HP and 50% turn meter, then places 25% strengthen buff on all allies for 2 turns, and the cooldown can be reduced to 5 turn cooldown, which is pretty long. And the skill is pretty nice. Unfortunately, you can't use it just to get strength and buff, and it works actually as Duchess's revive when only the champion you have at least one of them is dead. Only then you can use this skill, and in my opinion that's a bit unfortunate. Maybe I want to use strength and buff so that the passive will work, but it's not possible in this setup. Also we have Aura, which is pretty amazing in my opinion. It gives resistance in all battles by 60, so it's pretty useful in Doom Towers, and of course in Faction Wars this champion will be pretty beastly in my opinion too. Okay, so let us quickly go through the events which are on right now, and I believe that we have a champion training event, and I would recommend you to wait at least for tomorrow so that you can double dip on different events. And as you can see, you can get up to 15 shards from this event alone, and I believe you should definitely do it. It's not that hard to get to 8,000 points for champion training. Later on I will be releasing a video how to get as many points for these types of events. You can watch it later, and let us see what we have. That was why I was talking about waiting, because tomorrow in 11 hours we will have Dungeon Divers event, and you can double dip if you train your champions in campaign, for example, so that you will get some gear, and that will go to the champion training event and to Dungeon Divers event points right there. Okay, also we have a tournament right here, and I also recommend you to wait for tomorrow and then start spending all your energy, because you will again double dip on the gear collection event right there. So as you can see, 2250 points, it's achievable, not too hard to get to this point, so I believe you will be able to snipe 5 fragments for Python right there. Also you have a champion chase tournament, and as you can see you can get the points for this event tournament by shards, market, campaign, dungeons, and the rewards are awesome. So actually if you have a lot of champions in your fragment summons ready to go, I believe that you can actually quickly summon your champions to get ahead and collect quite a lot of points for this fusion tournament right there. So as you can see, I have already 2 legendaries to pull and another epic, 2 rares, and nothing more. But if you have saved up some fragmented fusions and they are ready for you to be pulled, you can definitely use them tomorrow so that you will be able to easily achieve the required amount to get shards for Python. Also, tomorrow will be a double chance event for ancient shards, so if you don't have enough fragment summons ready to go, you can actually go and summon champions using rare mystery and ancient shards, and I believe that if you have enough of those, you will be able to get shards of Python too. That was all I wanted to talk about this upcoming fusion. He definitely looks amazing, and even though I have already completed my faction wars, I want to experience this Duchess-like experience because I have no Duchess in my account, so that's why I will be going for Pantheon. He has a pretty interesting passive skill, and I believe that he is worth building and using in other dungeons as well. If you found the video helpful, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next videos later. Bye.